Okay, what is up guys? Today we are going to be talking about the whole Kavanagh witch hunt. If you want any former explanation on all of this Kavanagh pancake and circus witch hunt shit show and false rape accusations and sexual harassment and topics to do with feminism, then check out my more previous video titled False Rape. It's the most previous one after this one. So there was, because there's a lot of links between the last video and this video that I just did not have time to say. So now I'm making a part 2, or I'm just making a second video, so please watch the first video so this video makes sense. So today we are going to be talking about the Brett Kavanagh thing. Obviously he's been found not guilty. Obviously when this happened it caused a huge shit show of protests, and you know, the whole feminist pink pussy hat wearing mangina cucks, you know, to go out and protest in front of the White House, you know, another excuse for a women's march, you know, and all that type of bullshit, you know, and just the whole witch hunting and outrage mob, and it's now gone to, they're now guilty until proven innocent, you know, when it should be innocent until proven guilty. And I say this as a man myself because, like Donald Trump said, it is very dangerous to be a straight man in today's society, so I'm just going to clarify on those comments. So, it's funny, okay, this woman got raped, right? A woman gets raped, and it's funny how it's always these rich white men. It's always these rich white men millionaires, because it happened with the whole Stormy Daniels and Donald Trump too. The only people who seem to be accused of rape are old rich white guys who do not have to do it anyway, because women would literally drop their pants down over them because of their bank account, you know. Even Cristiano Ronaldo, you know, girls literally throw themselves naked at him. He even got one, so it's not even old, rich white men, it's even young, sexy, attractive, rich men. So, these people are, and the fact that they're doing it to famous people, rich people, political people, you could all tell that it's just been done as a stunt. It's a defamation project. It's done to pull other people down. It's a cash cow project. Sue them, get as much as their pennies as you can. Obviously there's an elevation to fame to it as well, because nobody knew who the fuck this Stormy Daniels bitch was. I know a lot of you guys, probably losers out there, probably watch porn. I'm only joking, I'm not calling you losers, but there's a lot of porn out there, still never heard the name, so there's a fame element to it as well. And it's funny how, and when you think of a rapist, you think of like some like creepy, deprived, you know, lives in his mother's basement, you know, some ugly guy with the whole warts in his face who has to like go out and resort to doing it because he can't get it normally anyway, you know. That's the whole, you know, the creep, you know, that's what you think of when you think of a rapist, not like these rich people, and then people say, oh well, the rich people do it because they can sort of get away with it and they have all the power and they have all the control, and if that was the case, then why is the witch hunt happening now, you know? So why is it happening now? If it's supposedly there's never any justice done to these people, then why is this whole Brett Kavanagh circus show happening then? So that just sort of dismantles that argument. And it's funny how it always happened years and years ago, like 7 years ago or 8 years ago, and then it gets reported. It's like And then when you hear their story doesn't add up because it's like, oh well, 7 years ago and my brain is more like foggy. But at the same time they're saying it's so traumatizing and how they have PTSD over it and they'll never forget it, you know. However, if something is more traumatizing, you're supposed to remember something more if it's traumatizing, not less. So the whole, oh well, it was years ago, I can barely add it up, but it still happened, but, you know, it's giving me PTSD, well, obviously, it didn't happen then, because if it gave you PTSD, you would be constantly shaking and be haunted by those memories until the grave. So that's how PTSD works. So not only is this false rape accusation a joke of actual victims of rape, but it's also insulting to actual victims of mental disorders like PTSD. So, and come on, 7 years to report something. Okay, fair enough, you could use the whole argument, oh well, I needed time to recover, or to like process what happened, or I was confused at the time, and okay, fair enough, like a month, 2 months maybe, but damn, 9 years? What the hell, man? 9 years to report something? It's a bit like if somebody like comes and like burns my house down, and it takes me like, what's it called? It takes me like about 3 months to like call the fire department to go take the fire out, and to call the police to arrest the person who did it. It's like, what's the point? It's too late. The house is already burnt down to the ashes. You should have dealt with it at the time, you know. So obviously, if something like that happens to you, you do it. You report it as it's happening, you know, while your house is on fire. You call the fire department, you know. Somebody is robbing your house, you call the police at the time. Somebody has done a rape after you've been raped, you call the cops, you know, so they could take forensic evidence. But waiting 9 years, all the sperm samples would have been washed off, all that sort of forensic jazz. It would have faded away from 9 years. God, my God, you know. So you just know this is all a stunt, you know. And I do believe people who falsely accuse people of rape are extremely cynical, because they know society's view of rape, they know the consequences of rape, and to accuse somebody of like rape and murder is just worse than raping and murdering somebody themselves, because you're taking an innocent life and you're trying to destroy them in the most cynical way possible. And I believe false rape accusations should be met with the death penalty. And that's me being harsh. And to being kind, and for me to still be kind about it, life in prison. Because that's what a rapist would get. And what you're doing is worse. So, both the left do it and the right do it. You know, the left do it with all these old rich white guys. And the right wing, you know, they do it with, oh, the grooming gangs, the Muslim grooming gangs, oh, the foreigners are coming and taking away our women, you know, the whole Tommy Robinson, you know, oh, the caravan, the rapists, you know, oh, the cologne, and all this sort of try to falsely accuse migrants and people of immigrant and multicultural backgrounds of sexual crimes, so it's easier to demonise them and see them as a threat. It's pathetic on both sides, but yeah, that's just my whole take on it. And luckily, these plots have been succeeding for years, but it's good for once that's finally, with Brett Kavanaugh, it's finally been put to a stop. And justice truly has been served. See you in the next one.